Hello and welcome back to the show. We're glad to have you today. I was going to sing something. I've seen fire and I've seen rain. That was unnecessary. Hit that like, share, subscribe if you don't want me to sing anymore. Maybe that'll get us some subscribers.
Get a lot of likes.
Yeah. Hey, in the last episode, we mentioned getting into the market more. We talked about it on a past episode with Lewis.
Correct.
But if you want to hear more about the market, changes in real estate, rates, all those things, banks, how banks are changing and tightening up a little bit.
Yep.
If you want to hear about that, stay tuned with us to the next episode. Because today, we're going to talk about building rapport with your real estate clients.
I love it.
You down with that?
I'm down.
How do you do that?
It's real easy. You answer their phone calls.
Dude. Not, oh my gosh. You will win in business if you do a few things. It's not as easy as what I'm about to say, but this will give you a basis of winning. Do what you say you're going to do, when you say you're going to do it, how you say you're going to do it. And part of that is answering your phone or calling them back at within a reasonable time limit.
Well, yeah, and there's times that I get really busy and miss things, and that happens, and I always apologize to my clients if I've missed something, because I talk to a lot of people every day, and I always remind them, if you call me and I don't answer, I'm showing property, whatever may happen, I go down my list and start calling people back.
Do you have a notebook or something?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I have my schedule written out for yesterday. I had my schedule written out for today, and I move off that schedule.
Okay.
Because if I don't have it written down, I could get 5 phone calls and miss it.
Oh, absolutely. Because it's so fast and furious of the information that is coming in via your phone, that if we don't take the time to say, call Joe Smith.
Yeah, I mean, I've wrote down.
We'll miss it.
I write down when we're doing these podcasts because I have to write down when I'm doing my haircut.
Yeah. Otherwise, you'll forget.
Correct.
I forgot. We had a podcast today at 1. I had to text you at like 12:50, say I can't do it. I forgot from then that we rescheduled it to 7 o'clock, but I had it in my calendar.
Correct.
Or I would have forgotten.
Yeah, I'd have been sitting here at 7 p.m. at night all by myself.
That's another good point, is like when you put it in something, your phone calendar that's going to send you a reminder, or your notebook calendar, however you do things, however information registers with you, when you put it in there, it's okay that you forgot. If it's something that you check or reminds you.
Yeah, I just cross it off after I did it.
Yeah. Do you love crossing things off?
Oh, yeah.
Are you a cross-off guy or a check-off guy?
Cross.
Okay. I'm a check-off guy. My wife was asking me about my notebook. She said, you love just crossing things off. I can't even find. So I'll fill a whole page up of stuff that I have to do. She said, you love doing that. I was like, maybe not. I do love checking things off. And when this list gets full,
yeah, I mean, you
got to transfer it to the next page.
Well, and it holds you accountable doing that, especially in real estate. It holds you accountable to, like you said, do what you say and do what you told the client that you're going to do. The biggest thing about building a rapport with the client is having them be comfortable, like they can talk to you, being friendly, relating to them. You know, the biggest way that I get clients is if I hear you talking and I can relate to it, then I'm able to connect with you. And then if I'm able to connect, then you feel it's personable.
Perfect.
But for me, it's not an act. That's just the way that I am.
I care about what you're into.
Correct. And
I just need to find what you're into that I know something about.
Right. You keep the client talking until you find a common interest. And once you find the common interest, then you just have a good conversation. And a lot of people just want to be listened to. You have to think, I'm talking to people that are getting married, people that are getting divorced, elderly people that's really sad because a lot of them are moving out of the home they've been in for 40 years and moving into a nursing home. That really hits me home. People that have to move because they're moving out of state, I mean,
Yeah.
there's all different types of scenario. And so you can't just be like, yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Just give me the listing. You need to sit there and talk to them and really care about them. If you don't care about them, it's like being a nurse and not caring that your patient's hurting.
Yeah, dude, it's such a good point to like get on the level. And the level ain't your level.
Mm-mm.
It's their level. And
Correct.
this is how we connect with people in all walks of life, in everything that we do, not just business. Like this should be something that we care about, is connecting with people.
I think more people need to just care about people. A lot of people just don't care. They're like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I have a lot of people that I connect with, and they want to generally help the community. I help whenever I have a chance. I sponsor all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
But I sponsor it for the kids. You know, if the kids call me and say, hey, we got a baseball game, we want to ride in your limo, tell me when.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
line it up.
That's what it's about, the kids, and having them have fun and have a good time.
That's good. So we're talking about answering your phone. We're talking about connection. Let me give an example. I was at my youngest son plays indoor soccer right now. That's the season that they're in. All my kids play different sports, and we're everywhere, just like you are, just like most people are with kids. I was talking to a guy at that game, and I'm tall, so I'm going to stand up. You might not be able to see me on camera.
Yeah.
But with my boots on, I'm 6'3", maybe 6'4". And I'm talking to a guy, and I'm spreading my feet out like this, so I'm lower and talking to him. And my daughter asked me, why are you standing like that?
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't really even know, so I thought about it for a little bit. And I said, when you talk to people, it makes them feel better if you're eye to eye.
It does. And making
so
the eye connection.
I squat down or spread my legs out so that we can make a connection. And I didn't even realize that I'd do that. But it's part of the idea of, and I'm not bragging on myself, by the way. It's part of the idea of getting on people's level and understanding where they come from, understanding how they feel about things, finding out what they're interested in. And the first thing that we can do is be eye to eye.
Right. You can have a rich man, the richest man, who's miserable. You can have the poorest man who's happy. And sometimes you're not going to see eye to eye. But people are different. And I feel like even though this really rich guy's unhappy, do we not talk to him just like a normal person? Maybe he doesn't want to talk back to us.
Yeah.
But we're all human. We all have the same blood running through our veins.
Yeah.
And I think that people forget that a lot of times. I have to remind myself that, hey, look, stay humble.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I try to do in life is stay humble. I want to talk to a janitor the same way I talk to a CEO.
And don't put your brain in somebody else's head. I have the hardest time with this.
I do have I have that trouble because of the way that my brain fires off.
Yeah.
But I also have to sit back and say, look, I understand, there's a couple different ways we can do this.
Yes. And the way that you think things should go is not always going to be the way that a client thinks they should go.
No, that's not. And my way could be wrong. Their way could be wrong. We could both be wrong. We could both be right. But listen to your clients.
That's good.
Listen to what they're telling you. And I think agents sometimes come off as pushy. I've been known to do that very little, but a lot of times this is the spiel that I tell my clients. It's your house. It's your money. You're hiring me.
Yeah.
You tell me what you want me to do.
Yeah.
And I have people that say, no, I hired you because I want you to tell me what to do.
That's right.
And then I have people that want to tell
go.
me what to do.
Yeah.
And so I'm there either which way, and I want them to feel comfortable with me because this is their money, not my money.
That's right. There may be some things in there that are you okay? I want to make sure you're not going to die over there.
I'm good.
Okay.
No heart attacks or anything.
Okay. I'm making sure we don't get our mics switched up here because you might have had COVID /
I've had
strep
COVID.
throat
I've already had
/
COVID
flu.
twice.
I don't want to die. I'm just trying not to die here. I want to tell you a story about like understanding other people's perspective. There's this billionaire dude traveling around the world on the water in this huge yacht. He comes into Mexico at this just middle of nowhere place, parks his yacht off this beach, takes a little boat into the beach because he's heard about this guy that sells tacos. This old guy, middle-aged guy, goes fishing every day, lives there in Mexico off that beach on the water, goes fishing every day, catches his fish, comes back, cooks tacos. This guy's heard about him. He's famous. He goes up and gets some tacos, and he finds the owner right there. The owner's working the stand. And he says, man, these are the best tacos I've ever eaten in my life. He said, I can make you a millionaire. And the guy's intrigued. He said, well, what would that look like? And the guy said, well, first thing, we'll get you a restaurant going in Los Angeles where all the foodies come. I hope you get that started. You'll cook your tacos there. They'll be amazing. People will travel from all over the world to come eat your tacos. Once we've developed that, he said, hold up, what's next? He said, okay, yeah, once we develop that, then we take your idea and we franchise it. And we go all across the United States and we open these restaurants. And he said, well, the guy on the beach said, well, what's after that? He said, well, once we franchise it and we're all over the United States, then we go public. And then we continue to grow the company and you'll be worth millions and millions of dollars. And he said, the guy on the beach said, well, what do I do after that? He said, then you can retire and live on the beach and fish all day. That's what I'm doing already.
Yeah. I mean, that happens. And that's a great analogy because a lot of people don't think about that.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we working for? What are we doing? And, people have to care about people. And that is one of the best ways to retain your customer.
So, lastly, on connection, it's natural for you, and that's a blessing from God that you have. What would you say to somebody that wants to be a real estate agent that it's not necessarily natural for them to understand how to get on other people's level? How are you going to coach them into that?
Well, if you can't get on other people's level, or it's hard for you to get on people's level, then you're going to have to try a little bit harder to take the time to really care about what the people are talking about. You don't have to relate to them. It doesn't all have to be relatable. There are certain people that I don't have anything that I can relate to.
Yeah.
But what you can do is build your name and have the business come to you, and it doesn't matter if you relate to them.
That's true.
If you have a good business, you answer your phone, you sell property, you work hard for your clients, it really doesn't matter.
I do know a guy that is not always the best at relating to people, but he plays the numbers, and he works so hard at getting more numbers in the door. He's a salesman, at getting more people in the door than anybody else does. He knows that if I can get 100 people in, I'll close 20 of them.
Well, and if you know that percentage, then you know what you're working towards. Heck, if you can close all 100, that's awesome. But if you hit your percentage, then it's going to work.
And then and then on top of that, he hires a secretary that is very relatable, that does understand people and relations and communications and stuff like that to handle them after he gets them in the door.
Well, and you can do that too. If you start growing and you know that you're not very personable and you want to hire somebody or hire an agent who really doesn't want to sell full time and, have them help and y'all partner in the deal. Yeah. There's so many different ways to structure it. You think outside the box and just care about the people, care about what you're selling, what they're wanting to buy. Be honest and ethical.
I think that's a great place to close this out. Be honest and ethical. That's just good life advice.
in general.
Yeah.
If you want to see the next one,
Yeah.
maybe we're talking about marketing. Maybe we're not.
Yeah. Marketing. Is the market going to crash? Are interest rates going to keep going up? Do we have a magic ball to know that? We might.
We might. You just have to tune in for the next one.
Yes. Come see us again. Remember, love God, love others, and let your work reflect that. We'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you.